Namaste, yogis. Thanks so much for tuning into Tina Diana Yoga. I'm Tina Diana. Pleasure to have you here today practicing with me. We're going to get started in a clasp of the hand. So this is Ganesha Mudra. So bringing your right palm to face forward to start. And then go ahead and sit up nice and tall. It could be easy Sukhasana, seated, or some other seated position that's comfy for you. And then bring your shoulders to drop down a little bit, right over your hips, and then close your eyes. And so we're going to keep the hands clasped the whole time, but we're just going to play with a little breath and movement here. So breathing in, and then as you breathe out, keeping the hands clasped, pull them apart so that the elbows are drawing in opposite directions. So you're feeling a little pull, right? A little tension. And then breathe in to release that tension. Come back to center. And then breathe out, pulling the hands in opposite directions. And then breathe in to come back to center. Let's do that one more time. Breathe out, pull. And then breathe in, come back to center. Switch the clasp so it'll be your left palm facing out, your right palm facing in. Breathe in right here. And then breathe out, pull the elbows in opposite directions. See if you can take some of the work out of the face, right? Breathe in, come back to center. Breathe out, pull. Breathe in, back to center. One more, breathe out, pull. And then breathe in, come to center, grab opposite elbows here behind your back. Roll the shoulders back in space. Close your eyes if they're not already. And just sit up nice and tall, nice and open, right? This grabbing of opposite elbows behind your back really helps to facilitate the opening of the shoulders, the opening across the chest, heart space. So life is a spectrum of feeling and experience. On one end of that spectrum, we have Sukha, which is sweetness, joy, pleasure. And on the other end of that spectrum, you have Dukha, which is discomfort, struggle, a little tension, perhaps. And really, our work as yogis is to breathe into that entire spectrum and allowing even our dukkha moments, right? Even our pain and our struggle to open us up, just in the way our joy and happiness does. Embracing a little equanimity for the whole experience, right? The wholeness of it. See if you can release some tension in the forehead and the jaw, perhaps in the hips and the thighs, and just breathing here for one more moment. Maybe adding a little soft whisper back of the throat, Ujjayi, warrior's breath. Let's take a deep breath in together through the nose. And then open your mouth, you can sigh it out. We'll begin our time together with one rich Om from the inside out. Deep inhale. And flutter your eyes open here. Breathe in to circle your arms up by your ears. And then find that Ganesha clasp right here. So right palm faces up towards the ceiling first, and then just begin to draw your right elbow more to the right. You can even let your left side waist open up. And then switch it on over to the other side. So your elbows draw over to the left. Let the right side waist open up. And then keep it going. Back and forth. Keep the breath flowing as you move. And then come to center. Switch the clasp, so that's the left palm, up towards the sky. And then keep that shimmy going side to side. Good, and now come back to center, arms out wide in a T. We're gonna play with a little external, internal rotation of the shoulders and the arms, okay? So you're gonna breathe here, right thumbs up towards the sky, and a little bit back even. So this is the breath in, so this is a nice open external rotation through the arms. And then as you breathe out, you're gonna turn your thumbs down and perhaps even a little bit back. So this is our internal rotation, okay? So just keeping this going a few times, right? Breathing in, open up, external rotation. Breathing out, roll everything in. A few more times. You can close your eyes, right? Breathe in, breathe out. See if you can keep that width across the collarbones. And isolating the movement in the shoulders and in the arms. One more right here, breathing in and breathing out. Whew, that probably got your arms a little bit fired up and your shoulders. I know it did mine. You can shake it out for a second. Right? Da 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 da. Okay, from here, meet me in all fours. So top of your mat. We're gonna roll through a little cat-cow. So before you go anywhere though, make sure that your joints are organized, right? So your wrists right under your shoulders, your knees right under your hips. Spread your palms wide and then think about slightly turning the palms out so that your index fingers are facing directly forward, okay? Press down through the finger pads and the tops of the feet. Breathe in to drop your belly. Peel the shoulder heads back as you look up, lifting your tail, cow pose. Then breathe out, press your palms and the tops of the feet into the ground as the belly draws in towards the spine, cat. Breathing in, transform back into cow, look up. And then breathe out, draw everything inward. Spine lifts up towards the sky. Breathe in, bring it back, cow. Breathe out, cat. 2 more cycles, breathe in. Breathe out. Last one, breathe in. Breathe out. And then breathe in, come back, neutral spine. Tuck your toes right here. So you're letting the soles of the feet breathe and open. And then go ahead and sit back on your heels. Walk your hands back. Palms on your thighs. Take a moment. You might draw your knees in a tad closer so they're a little bit more hips width distance. And then grab opposite elbows behind your back. Sit up nice and tall, right? So everything's organized. Head, shoulders, hips in one line. A little lengthening even of the tail. We're going to go for a round of Kapalabhati pranayama, which is breath that's felt deep in the belly, right? So it is a pumping from the belly. Exaggerated exhale, the inhale happens naturally. So this is skull shining breath that helps us to ground deeper into our bodies, deeper into the experience we're having right now, okay? So let's breathe in halfway and then begin. Exhale, 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 get empty. Breathe in, circle the arms up, grab opposite elbows behind your head, hold the breath in, press the head back into the arms. And then when you have to breathe out, it can be a sigh out the mouth as you circle the arms down by the sides. Release the tops of the toes to the ground. Bring the fingertips behind you. Thumbs facing in, other fingers pointing out. Really press each of your fingertips into the ground. From here, lengthen the tail, peeling first the seat off of the heels, right? Lifting the hips, then lifting the heart up towards the sky. And then maybe let your head hang back. You can stick your tongue out for a little lion's breath. And then gently reverse it, so dropping the seat down towards the heels. Come forward into all fours as you breathe in, look up, drop the belly, and then tuck the toes as you breathe out, pull your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Right here you can take a little downward facing dog dance, especially if it's the first one of your day. Just beginning to find a little bit of dynamic movement, right? Oh, maybe feeling into some cracks, some pops. And see if you can breathe through the sensation. Make sure the hands are wide, slightly turned out again, index finger facing forward. Drop into a little bit of stillness here. Make sure the hands are shoulders width, feet hips width. Then see if you can play with dropping your heels and even lifting the toes up off the ground. Spiral your inner thighs back and then draw the belly and the low ribs in towards the spine. Let the head fall a little bit more. Really actively press your finger pads into the ground. And then breathe in right here. Gonna just isolate the movement at the right leg, right? So that the right leg lifts, but nothing else really sways or shifts. And then bend your right knee, open your right hip. You can roll out the ankle for a moment here. And then please do play with some big opening of the hip here. So big circles with the knee. See if you can begin to shift a little bit more weight into the right hand, evening out the weight through the upper body. Switch the reverse motion of the circles here. Good, and then open the hip. Breathe in to look forward. See if you can play with dropping your left heel, shifting even more weight into your right hand. And then as you breathe out, it's your right knee towards your right tricep. Curl the right heel in towards your right sit bone. And then step the right foot outside the right hand. Come up on your fingertips, drop your back knee, point your back toes, and then turn your right toes out about 45 degrees. Bring your left palm a little bit more out to the left, slightly turned out, and then breathe in to reach your right fingertips up towards the sky. Before you go anywhere, roll that left shoulder back away from the left ear, and then you can begin to make some big circles here with the arm. Just working into that right shoulder. And then lift the right fingertips at a diagonal, so reaching them up and a little bit towards the back of your space so that both of your arms are in one line. And then internally rotate that right arm so that the right thumb is facing down. From here, begin to bring the right arm behind the back and then bend your right elbow, sliding your right forearm right along your spine there. So it's like a half Gomukhasana arm so that your right fingertips are reaching up towards the neck. And then begin to open up, lean back even more. Letting the right lung open up towards the sky. And gently freeing that right arm. Breathe in, right arm long over right ear. And then breathe out to drop the right palm inside your right foot. Toe heel your right foot back to center. And then breathe in to circle your arms up, asana. Right here, grab opposite elbows. Let the head fall a little bit into your arms. Getting a nice little tricep stretch. And see if you can wrap your left hip forward a little bit, lifting the ribs up off the waist, looking up. And take one more deep breath in. See if you can sink your right shin just a little bit forward. And then gently release the palms to the ground. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Right here, you're going to slide your fingertips a little bit forward. As you breathe in, lift your left leg into a supported warrior three. So you're lifting the left leg from the inner thigh, letting the belly draw in. And then breathe out. Drop your left foot down, hips width distance next to your right. Breathe in for Ardha Uttanasana, fingertips to the earth, long spine, look forward. And then breathe out, hinge at the hips, melt into the legs, let your head fall. You can let it shake, maybe let your lips shake. Then bring your right fingertips to the center of the mat here. Bend your right knee a little bit, and then breathe in to reach your left fingertips to the sky. See if you can even out through the hips, let the twist come from the belly. Nice expansion across the chest. And breathe out to weave the left arm underneath the right. Right here, keep your elbows crossed and then grab for your shoulders with your opposite hands. Bend the knees. So it's like you're giving yourself a little hug as you come into a deep Utkatasana. And then either keep the hug or see if you can eagle wrap. Breathe in, press down through the feet as you rise all the way up to stand with yourself. Reach your fingertips up, look up. And then breathe out, arms by the sides, Tadasana. Breathe in, circle the arms up above, Urdhva Hastasana, look up. And as you breathe out, it's going to be your right leg that swings behind, left leg behind the right, wing the arms. See if you can really slide that left thigh underneath the right thigh. Bend the knees even deeper. And you might even pulse it out a little bit right here. Just getting really deep into this bow, right into yourself, into your life. And all of its great experiences and mysteries. Bring your fingertips to the ground. Inhale, left leg steps back, low lunge. Look forward with your eyes. And then breathe out, downward facing dog. Inhale to come forward, plank pose. And then slide the weight forward a little bit into the fingertips. Draw the elbows straight back as you lower all the way onto your belly. Point the toes right here, lift the thighs. Inhale, scoop the heart forward and up, baby cobra. Exhale, drop the heart and the forehead back down. Tuck the toes here. Inhale, press up one piece, plank. Exhale, from the belly, drift back, downward facing dog. Okay, let's try that on the other side. First, steady through your down dog. And then breathe in to lift your left leg up. Bend the left knee, open the left hip. You can feel into the ankle. And then begin to make those big circles with the knee. Seeing if you can start to shift a little bit more weight into your left hand. Reverse the circles. Keep the breath flowing. Ujjayi. Breathe in, open hip, look forward. Shift even more weight into your left hand. See if you can play with dropping your right heel to the ground. And as you breathe out, your left knee to your left arm, maybe up towards the shoulder. Let the heel draw in towards the seat. And then step your left foot outside your left hand. I'm pretty sure you don't have more than one. Drop your back knee, untuck your back toes, and then turn your left toes out to the left a little bit more. Bring your right hand out to the right a little bit more. And then breathe in, left fingertips to the sky. You can begin to make some circles. And then left fingertips reach straight back on a diagonal. Internally rotate that left arm so left thumb points down. And then begin to bring the left arm behind the back. So instead of going for that half bind, it's a half Gomukhasana arm so that the left forearm slides up the spine, Left fingertips reaching up towards the crown of the head. Let the right shoulder spin open. Let the left shoulder open as you lean back. And then free the left arm over the left ear as you breathe in. Breathe out, left palm to the ground, inside your left leg. Toe heel your left foot to center. And then breathe in to lift up Anjaneyasana. And grabbing opposite elbows right here behind your head. Lean back. Keep the belly drawing in towards the spine, right, as your connection to center. And then let your right hip point wrap forward. Even let the pinky toe side of your right foot anchor as you lift the ribs. Lift the eyes, lift the heart. Take one last deep breath in. See if you can draw your left shin forward a little bit more. And then dropping the palms to the top of the mat. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Bring your fingertips out a little bit in front of you, and then breathe in to lift your right leg up from the inner thigh here. So pinky toe side of the right foot facing down, long spine. And then breathe out to drop the right foot next to the left, hips width. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, get long. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold, two halves meeting. Right here, left fingertips under the nose, little bend in your left knee, right fingertips to the sky. So a little Uttanasana twist. See if you can drop the shoulder heads down a little bit and open up across the heart. Weaving the right arm underneath the left. Give yourself a hug right here, and then begin to bend the knees. So really slowly, dropping the weight back towards the heels. Look forward. And then eagle wrap, press down through the feet as you breathe in to lift yourself up. Lift your fingertips up even more. And then breathe out, Tadasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Look up, lift the ribs. And as you breathe out, it's your right leg behind your left. Wing the arms by the sides so you're taking that bow. So you can slide the right thigh even more underneath the left. Bend your knees even more, get really deep into it. Maybe a few little bounces here. Maybe a little flutter of your arms like bird's wings. And then bring your fingertips to the ground. Breathe in to step your right leg long behind you. Low lunge, look forward. Plant the hands, breathe out. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale to roll it forward, plank. Shift the weight forward here a tad, and then bend the elbows straight back as you lower down in one piece. Point the toes, inhale, baby cobra. Lift your heart, lift your eyes. And then exhale, drop the heart and the forehead down to the ground. Tuck the toes, inhale, plank pose. Exhale, lift the heels and the belly as you come back downward facing dog. Reestablish down dog, take a deep breath in. You might even stick your tongue out. Bring your big toes to touch. Breathe in, lift the heels. Breathe out, lower the heels and lift the toes. Breathe in, lift the heels. Breathe out, lower the heels, lift the toes. Breathe in, lift the heels. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in, lift. Walk your hands back just a little bit. See if from the lifted heels you can begin to bend and widen the knees, dropping the seat down towards the heels. It's like a hovering child's pose. Look forward. Bottom of a breath out. You might play with stepping your feet outside your hands or hopping them there, right? Malasana squats. Right away, bring your elbows to your knees and cactus your arms. You might sway a little side to side. Might let your neck get involved. And then come to center. See if you can really recruit your outer and your inner thighs here and your pelvic floor, right, to lift you up and hold you in place without using your arms. From here, we're going to go for a little stretch called chicken pose. which can be, full disclosure, a little intense, right? So get your breath ready. You're going to begin to slide your right elbow into your right inner thigh, and then bring the back of your right hand to your right ribs, okay? And then your left elbow to your left inner thigh, slide the back of your left hand to your left ribs. So this could already feel crazy, right? So see if you can bring your toes forward. Try to keep as long of a spine as possible and begin to squeeze the knees in. So you're playing with this idea of squeezing the legs closer to one another. You're getting a nice little stretch there through the back of the shoulders. See if you can take some of the work out of the jaw, out of the forehead. See if you can breathe through it, right? Allow the breath to help you ease into it, lean into it, and open you up. Whew, and then gently reverse your way out of there. Fingertips to the ground, toes forward. Breathe in, Ardha Uttanasana. Breathe out, Uttanasana, fold. Right fingertips under the nose, little bend in the right knee, left fingertips to the sky as you breathe in. Breathe out to weave the left arm underneath the right. Give yourself a hug, bend the knees, look forward, drop the seat. Eagle wrap the arms as you breathe in, rise on up. Breathe out, arms by the sides, Tadasana. Inhale, circle the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. So you breathe out, it's the left leg behind the right. Again, get low into that bow with yourself. And then look forward, lifting yourself out a little bit. Shift the weight into the right foot. You're going to play with pointing the left toes and just lifting the left foot up off the ground, right? So it's like a little hovering bow. And then see if you can step the left leg behind you, heel lifted right into high lunge, arms by the ears. Put a little micro bend in the left knee. Lengthen the tail, organize the spine in one line, and then reach back through the left heel again, lengthening that back leg. Right shin reaches forward. Anchor the pinky toe side of the left foot down. Lift the ribs up off the waist. Look up. And right here, take a deep breath in so you can really lift up, lean back, big heart opening. And then spin your back heel down, warrior two. As you breathe out, you might bring the right foot in just a little bit so it's a heel to arch stance. So you can reach back a little bit more through the left fingertips, organizing the left shoulder over the left hip. Flip the palms up to the sky. Inhale, peaceful warrior right here. See if you can find that clasp. So it'll be your right hand facing up towards the ceiling. See if you can sink your right shin forward a little bit more as you lean and open up through right side waist. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out, right forearm, right thigh. Left arm long over left ear. You might walk that back foot in just a tad. Open up through the right shoulder. Get long through left side waist. Really anchor through all four corners of that left foot as you spin and open the left lung up towards the ceiling. Right here, circle the left arm in front of you as you lengthen the right leg, which probably feels nice. About now, I know it does for me, triangle pose. So right hand, right shin, open up that right shoulder. See if you can hug the right hip underneath you even more to get length through right side waist. Keep that right big toe down into the ground as your left hip moves forward, your left fingertips move back. From here, internally rotate that left arm. So left thumb down, slide it behind your back. Half Gomukha arm. Lean back into your left shoulder. Right here, power up through the leg so that the right arm reaches long over right ear. And then lift yourself all the way up here. So bending that right elbow behind the back as well. So just playing, just flirting, right, with a little full-on Gomukhasana arm. So no need to like totally go for it. If you've got it with a clasp or something, that's great. But just playing with it. See if you can arch yourself over to the left a little bit. Press the head back into your right arm. And then re-bend your right knee. Cartwheel your palms down right here. Right leg up and high, three-legged dog. Lift it from the inner thigh. Come forward here as you breathe in, keeping the right leg lifted. You might lower halfway or all the way to the ground with the leg lifted, three-legged vinyasa. Both feet hit the ground as you reach the heart forward and up, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 cycles of breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your big toes to touch. Breathe in, lift the heels, bend and widen the knees. Either float, hop, or step your feet outside your hands. Another malasana right here. Cactus your arms with the elbows on the knees. Get your inner thighs, outer thighs, and pelvic floor working. Get long through the spine. One more round here of that chicken pose. So sliding the left elbow into the left inner thigh, left back of the hand to your left ribs. Same thing on the right side. Turn your toes forward and then begin to squeeze the legs in. The jaw gets closed, right? See if you can open it by a little flutter of the lips or sigh out the mouth. One more cycle. And then release. Oh my goodness. Fingertips in front of you, toes forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to fold into your legs. From here, left fingertips under the nose, right fingertips to the sky. Inhale. Exhale to bring the right arm underneath the left. Give yourself a hug, bend the knees deep, look forward. Eagle wrap and lift up as you breathe in. Breathe out, arms by the sides, Tadasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, look up. Exhale, right leg behind the left, wing the arms, get deep into it. And then lifting yourself up out of it a bit, shifting the weight into the left foot. Look forward, point your right toes as you lift your right foot up from the earth. And then see if you can slowly, right, like slow motion, draw your right leg long, high lunge. Back heel stays lifted. Put a little bend in the right knee, organize the torso, and then reach back through the right heel, reach forward through the left shin. Lift the ribs up off the waist. Keep that back leg super energized. One more deep breath in. See if you can perhaps find a deeper arch as that left shin comes forward. And then spin your back heel down, warrior two. Left foot can come in a tad. Reach back through your right fingertips, right? So that we're bringing right shoulder right over right hip. The torso is opening straight up to the side of your space. Flip the palms up, inhale, peaceful warrior. Bring your hands to clasp here. Left palm faces up towards the ceiling, sink a little bit deeper. Bend and arch. Breathe out, left forearm, left thigh. Right arm long over right ear. Drop the shoulder, heads down. Open up through that left shoulder as you get longer through the right side body. Breathe in to circle the right arm in front of you as you lengthen the left leg, triangle pose. Open up the left shoulder, press down through the left big toe. And then find a little lift through the inner arch of your back foot. Length through the side ribs. Turning your right arm, internally rotating, right? So thumb down, bring the right arm behind the back. Half Gomukha arm, Lean back into your right shoulder. Left arm long over left ear. Power up the legs and rise up. And then bend the left elbow behind the back. Gather the belly and the low ribs in towards the back body. Just pause here. So no need to go again for the whole expression quite yet. Just letting yourself begin to get the feeling happening. Lean back a little, open up through left side waist. And then re-bend the left knee, cartwheel the palms down. Left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Breathe in to come forward, perhaps with that left leg lifted. And then lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, up dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, lift the heels. Come forward and drop the knees down so you're in all fours. And take a moment to make sure the joints are organized. And then keeping your left palm down, breathe in, right fingertips reach up. Breathe out, weave the right arm underneath your chest. Bring your right temple to the ground rather than your right cheek. Even out through the hips, so what tends to happen is more weight shifts over to the right. See if you can consciously draw it a little bit more back to center. And then from here, left arm long perhaps. Or maybe playing with the left arm reaching up, left thumb points down, internal rotation. And then sliding again into that half Gomukhasana arm. See if you can continue to peel that left shoulder open. And breathe. And gently reversing, left arm up, left palm back under left shoulder. Breathe in, right palm up to the sky. Left shin moves a little bit out to the left. Lengthen your right leg here behind you. See if you can plant all four corners. That right foot on the ground, open up through the left shoulder. Draw your hips forward a bit as the belly comes in towards the spine. Now you might hang here, you might bring the right arm over right ear and lift the right leg. You might play with bending the right knee, reaching for the foot with the hand. See if you can keep the left hip somewhat over the left knee and then press the foot into the hand to crack yourself open right here. And then gently reverse your way out. Come back, all fours. And then we'll take that on the other side. So right palm stays down, left fingertips reach up as you breathe in. Breathe out, weave the left arm underneath you, left temple to the ground. Right arm long, even out through the lower body here. You might stay or you might reach your right fingertips up. Turn your right thumb down and then bend from the elbow to bring the forearm into half Gomukha. Breathe. Undo and reverse your way out. Right arm up, right palm under right shoulder. Breathe in. Press into the hand to reach your left fingertips to the sky. Then turn your right shin out a tad. Left leg comes into that modified side plank. Open up through the right shoulder, right, so that the right elbow crease, right, is opening up towards the front of your mat. Gather everything into center and then either stay or left arm over left ear, left leg lifts. You might bend the knee, play with reaching for the foot with the hand. And then the action here of the opening comes from the pressing of the foot into the hand. Right? A little bit of tension. And then let yourself begin to really blast open. Gently reverse your way out. Come back to all fours here. Bring your knees to touch. And then bring your feet into a little V. We're going to sit back into Virasana. So if this is too much for you, this can be pretty taxing on the knees if you have any knee stuff. You can grab a blanket, or if you have a block at home, to bring underneath your seat. Otherwise, Vajrasana, Thunderbolt, bringing the ankles into touch, or Sukhasana, cross-ankled, okay? So choose the path that's right for you in this moment, okay? And then we're going to play with some Gomukhasana arms. We've been working up to it this whole time, okay? So you're going to breathe in, arms by your ears. And then grab opposite elbows behind your back, right? We've been here. You're going to keep the left arm behind your back. So that left arm is already an internal rotation. Slide the left forearm up the spine, so left fingertips up towards the crown of the head. Your right arm lifts. And from here, your right elbow bends. You might play with getting a clasp. You might play with hooking your middle fingers, or just reaching for your shirt, right? Or whatever you can get. Once you have whatever grip you're going for, draw the belly and the low ribs back in towards the spine, and then let the head begin to lean back a little bit into your right arm. Deep breathing. Deep opening. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, free the arms down. You can give them a little shake. And then breathe in, arms by the ears for a moment. Breathe out, grab opposite elbows behind your back. This time, keep your right arm where it is, sliding the right forearm along the spine. Left arm reaches up as you breathe in. Breathe out, bend the left elbow. Go for whatever you can get. Be with wherever you're at. And then once you find where that is, draw everything back into center. And find your ujjayi. Take one more inhale. And exhale to release and shake it out. Good. If you are in this but in this Virasana formation, you might slide forward a little bit on your mat. Ooh, be careful it doesn't get out of whack too much, right? Coming forward, and then you might choose to recline. Now, if you are sitting on something, please don't recline. Just pause there for a moment and meditate. We won't be here very long, so you can drop your forearms to the ground. Drop your knees down towards the ground. Keep your knees touching to keep them safe. And then press the elbows into the ground. Peel your shoulders back. Let your heart open. Just looking up towards the ceiling. And then gently make your way out. From here, leaning forward, bringing the ankles to cross, seat down, feet in front of you, feet touching here, Baddha Konasana. So you can grab for the ankles and then just take a moment to bend the elbows and then bring them to your inner thighs and just give yourself a little massage here. Little inner thigh opening. And then with the seat firmly planted, you could begin to reach your arms forward. Maybe the palms just come onto the feet. I've been feeling a little interlacing of the hands and letting the big toes come into that interlaced hand formation. Just let your head soften. Just allowing yourself here to surrender, to not be so attached to any specific thought or any specific sensation. Just feeling the whole experience flowing through you. And taking one more deep breath in. And you can pour it out the mouth as you exhale. Slowly keeping the head heavy like a bowling ball. Roll your spine up long to seated. Crossing at the ankles. If you'd like to recline down and go for Shavasana, I highly recommend it. If you'd like to sit and meditate for a little while, also highly recommend it. We're going to sign on off, so you can feel free to just end the video and move into your Shavasana or your meditation to close. Thank you all so much for joining in today to Tina Dhyana Yoga. Please feel free to leave comments and tell me what you would like to see here. These videos are for you. Namaste.